Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Let's go to, of course, a Sunday wouldn't be complete without Joaquin. Line 4. How you doing? Joaquin, what's up, man?
Good evening, Anthony. You know what? You are the new but risque Rush Limbaugh.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment, sir.
Yes, it is. It's meant to be. And, I keep forgetting to tell Vinny to put me down as Opa on the call board.
Oh.
Take you back a little bit. Gotcha. But anyway, you know something? As far as I got a little list of a couple things here. And that last one that you touched on, because I looked at this a while back.
Yeah.
When it comes down to presidents that dodged the draft, not one of them, every single one of them, Biden and Clinton, and every one of them got more deferments than Donald Trump did.
Yeah.
Okay. And George Bush, though he was a pilot, he went to the Georgia National Guard where there was no danger of him going to Vietnam.
Yeah, they weren't going to send him off. I mean, I give him credit for even joining a National Guard and learning how to fly an airplane. I mean, geez. But, yeah, he wasn't going anywhere, and he knew it. He had all the power he needed in his family.
And there was somebody in an ROTC. It was a military officer. I don't remember his name. I think it was a major. And he even said that Bill Clinton was technically actually a draft dodger. So, and I don't have the information in front of me on that, So anybody who sits there and wants to say that about President Donald Trump, I got news for you. Every other president from that era did the same thing.
Yeah, did the same thing. What are you going to do?
And I'm getting tired of living in a country of masochists that want to be conquered.
Yeah.
And we're going to be conquered by Islam. And the fact of the matter is that if it benefits Israel, it benefits us. And if it benefits us and Israel, it benefits Western civilization. And quite frankly, we are really the only bastions of Western civilization left, except for maybe Poland and a couple actually Eastern European countries. And everybody else is just basically surrendering,
Yeah, we're dying a slow death here with this immigration, and I don't care anymore about legal or illegal immigration. No one, shut it down. If you're an amazing person from a civilized Western nation, you're an engineer, you're a scientist, come on over, bring your family. But anyone else, I don't know where this delusion came from that we're obligated as the United States of America to take every piece of garbage that feels they want a better life to come in here, much to the inevitable destruction of our country.
Mm-hmm. And, getting out of Afghanistan, there's so many things that people really don't have any kind of education on. Getting out of Afghanistan was a big mistake, and Trump in his first administration was not going to do that. He was not going to surrender Bagram Air Force Base, and they were going to keep a contingent, of military forces there. And it's the state-of-the-art military base, and if you happen to look on the map, it happens to border almost every single one of our quote-unquote enemies, unfriendly countries, China, Russia, and the list goes on. So quite frankly, it was one of the most strategic places to have a base. And under Trump, there was, I believe, no military servicemen were killed over there, and they still were able to help the Afghanis control the place by using special forces out of Bagram. So that was a whole lie that was, perpetrated in front of us, and nobody has no idea. And I also get disgusted when they talk about VJ Day because, quite frankly, it wasn't Communist China that helped defeat the Japanese. It was Taiwan. It was the Chiang Kai-shek nationals who, after they did all the bleeding and dying and fighting against the Japanese, fled to Taiwan when the communists took over, mainland China. So that's another thing that people have no idea of what's going on over there. And I am not a fan of the Statue of Liberty.
No, I like the statue. I'm definitely not a fan of the plaque that some idiot slapped on it. That everyone thinks is somehow law now. They think it's our policy, and it's legally our policy that we have to take wretched refuse. I don't want wretched refuse. I put it out on the curb every week, and they haul it away. Why do I want it imported from other countries?
Right, and the thing of it is, it was originally designed to go to the Suez Canal in the Middle East, and they had to change the head when they brought it over here. So we were sloppy seconds as far as that goes.
Yeah, things been nothing but trouble.
World War II, right? Or the police actions that we've had after World War II. Okay, everybody says how bad Hitler and the Nazis were, right? Well, the problem is that all the communists, afterwards, they killed scores more people than the Nazis did.
Yeah.
So when we went to war in Korea, basically stopping the Chinese, where we did, I've got 39 parallel, whatever it is. That actually, it's the same. It's the same justification if you want to say, you were stopping Hitler to stop him from murdering people. And that the same thing goes with Vietnam. What were we doing? I had friends that fled Saigon, actually.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing. Obviously, I guess it was not the real reason behind us going to war.
People in hindsight, people look at things with the knowledge that they have years later, and then look back and go, "Oh, this shoulda, coulda, woulda." Especially with Vietnam, at the time, there was this communist fear, the fear of the domino effect, where you let one nation fall under communist rule, and they all fall, and that's how we looked at it, and that's how we got involved with it. Now, later on, you could look in hindsight and go, was it really that big an issue? And we wound up, pulling out, and the communists swooped right in anyway. So you can't look at things with the convenience of hindsight. Joaquin, thank you, man. I got to go, but I appreciate the call. Yeah, people like to, look at things, or they look at things that are happening in the moment and think they know everything about it. That's kind of another thing that people don't seem to understand. You don't know. Whatever you think you know, you don't know. There is a fog of war, and it's not even just war. Everything has a fog over it these days, all of your information. And war especially, you're not supposed to know what's going on. They're not going to tell you. And that's where we are right now. So we sit, we wait, and see.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.